I'm not even sure, really, how to fucking start this video. I saw the thumbnail and, like, the reaction to it on Twitter. And I just assumed it was a fucking joke. I thought there was no way that this actually happened. And then I watched the video.
You do realize there are guys out there in private right now jacking off to your girlfriend. But I guess it's out of sight, out of mind, it's not a problem.
And it was just... It was just fucking terrible.
And who's that? Oh, it's Mr. MVP, Simp!
idubbbz has a lot of street cred in the YouTube community. He's been around for a really long time. In fact, if you've been on YouTube, you've probably watched one of his videos. Even though I haven't, my friends used to when I was like fucking 12. And he was basically considered like one of the 3 people that was allowed to make that type of content. Like Filthy Frank, him, Max Mofo, they just made like a whole bunch of videos on just this edgy, extreme bullshit pretty much. And I'm not saying that's even bad, I'm just saying that these people were known for doing it. Going back and watching some of these videos, I mean, Filthy Frank's ones are okay, I guess, but I mean, a lot of them are just kind of fucking terrible, honestly. His idubbbz one in particular is still really good though. But like, pretty much both of these guys have fucked off from the genre. Because I mean, YouTube just doesn't exactly make this stuff work anymore, except for, well, Max Mofo anyway. I'm basically just watching the downfall of, like, a human being. Like, at least Filthy Frank fucking dipped. Max Mofo just stayed the exact same. From what I've heard, I haven't watched his videos. Revisiting and watching idubbbz is like talking to that cousin that you had that sometimes went to your house. And he was like an alcoholic. And now I'm talking to him like 5 years down the line, he's addicted to fucking heroin. I don't know what this is supposed to be. I'm gonna have to split this video up because I don't even know how to fucking structure this. I'm gonna start talking about the good stuff first because basically everyone knows why it's bad. But we're gonna talk about the good stuff first and why idubbbz is not like the same coming of Hitler. And then we're gonna talk about the bad stuff at the end. And the bad stuff at the end, which is basically like what everyone cares about.
Hey!
Okay, so why do people care about idubbbz? Well, not why people care about idubbbz, why people defending idubbbz in this situation. Well, it's because idubbbz basically has a loyal fan base that defend his every move, and they love him no matter what. Because, like I said before, he's one of the few people that makes this type of content still. People watch old PewDiePie videos and comment that they're surprised that he swore. That's how far we've gone with YouTube. And idubbbz still says the exact same shit. It doesn't really seem to get in trouble for it because it's just known that you're watching idubbbz. People like him because of that. And people basically see this as him departing from his character and talking about it kind of like himself. When you pull back the curtain, we don't really know that much about this guy. And that's the main point that people are trying to make. Is that we don't know anything about him. So therefore... I don't fucking know. We don't... What's the good point again? Okay. We don't know anything about him. And because of that, we should not be able to... Okay. Fuck it. Basically, the only person who was making a video on the good stuff was Critical. And he was basically saying that people are overreacting to this, and it's all, like, fan-based culture, all this fanboy culture, that people, like, want to fuck idubbbz, basically, and now they're tilted because of this. And all this reaction is because of that. And none of it is because of people actually being tilted as content. And that... Okay, well, I shouldn't say that, actually. We're still talking about the good points. Alright. Seriously, what the fuck is his point? We don't know idubbbz, so we shouldn't decide his life for him, and that we shouldn't be this tilted because we don't know him as like a person, and we should not be so personally involved and write thousands and thousands of paragraphs about why we're pissed at a YouTuber doing something like this. And that because it's between those 2 people, even though he published it all over the fucking internet, which means that it isn't, but don't worry about that. Even though it's between the both of them, and it's their relationship, and if he says that he's fine with it, then we shouldn't, I don't know, be supportive or something. That's basically Critical's point. I don't know how else to fucking describe it. You have to realize the full story. The full story is basically that idubbbz, like this cam girl, basically just met up with her, and the day that they met up, she broke up with her ex, even though she's still first with her ex, and she constantly shit talks idubbbz on Discord and streams. So this makes people feel kind of skeptic about the whole thing. There's also the fact that simps have been on the rise recently because of a certain incident that I didn't want to talk about because it was actually so fucking boring. And no one cared about it. And I was right, because no one actually does care about it now. And also, you know, that whole shit that's going around the world right now, which I may or may not have, because I'm, like, literally been coughing all day. Combine this with the fact that people are hyper aware of simps. That there's a simp epidemic right now. Simps are fucking everywhere. 2020 is the year of the simp, and the coronavirus just made that bigger. And nothing has really fucking happened on YouTube this year so far. So idubbbz doing this is the first thing to happen this year at a time where everyone's at home and basically has no fucking life. And it targets the simp, which means of course people are gonna fucking care about it because this thing is huge. Now I feel like there are some people who are taking this out of proportion and reacting to it like it's the end of the world. But, well, this is where we're gonna get into the bad parts, I guess.
What a shame. He was a good man. What a rotten way to die.
idubbbz's character is edgy, and making a video like this where he's kind of self-pitying, kind of like acknowledging it, but also at the same time trying to play it off like he's absolutely destroying everyone, is really weird. And he's even said in the past that you're a whore, and you should accept the fact that you're a whore, that you cam yourself in front of your family and your friends. Just say that you're a whore and just be done with it. And now he's trying to say that his girlfriend is a sex worker and she's like all this stuff, which is very hypocritical. This whole thing goes against his entire character, and it's the type of video that he would have made fun of before. It's the type of video that commentary channels make fun of now even. Certain shit in this video that goes completely against what his fanbase would think. I get the fact that on YouTube you have to play a character, but why would you make this public in front of your 12-year-old audience and expect there not to be a huge backlash? Does anyone think that this still works? You guys realize that when Dr. Disrespect did the same fucking thing, that literally there was so much backlash and everyone hated him for it. And that was for something that was universally hated, but cam girls are specifically hated right now, especially by his audience. Because being a cam girl, for some reason, you have to be the worst fucking person of all time. For some reason, if you look up every single girl I looked up for research of this video, only for this video by the way, you have to somewhere talk about some bullshit that no one even asked you about, and talk about like people care about your opinion because people donate to you like hundreds of thousands of dollars just for your personality, right? Even though there hasn't been a single case of a cam girl switching over to fucking YouTube or Twitch or anything, but like don't worry about that as well. So cam girls are just generally hated. idubbbz's cam girl, or our girlfriend as people are calling it, isn't fucking different. She's had her numerous fucking stuff in the past, and she's genuinely just not a good person. Well, we don't know that because we don't talk to her personally, but from the stuff that she has tweeted and talked about, she does not appear to be a good person. There's also the fact that people are pissed about this is that she's not doing it for monetary gain, she's doing this for pleasure, which I'm pretty sure if you talk to the majority of cam girls, yes, the big ones are now doing this for pleasure or for more money, but everyone else is like, ah shit, it's either this or I'm homeless, so let me do this. And the fact that idubbbz literally gave her a boob job and then encouraged her to open up an OnlyFans was really fucking terrible in terms of like the simp and cuck like scale. If there's a scale, like, I don't care what you think, if you think that this is perfectly fine and you should have nudes of your girlfriend up everywhere or whatever the fuck, and people should be able to jerk off to her and whatever. The fact that he encouraged her to do it is terrible. And also, on a like a cuck scale, see, simp and cuck just means the same fucking thing at this point, but on a cuck scale, having an OnlyFans, having your girlfriend be a cam girl, and knowing that into the relationship is like, it's more on the cuck side than it is the not cuck side, if you understand what I'm saying. And I don't understand the whole angle that people are trying to make it that it's only fanboys. Listen, I think I'm literally the only human alive who does not watch idubbbz, and even I'm still tilted about this. And it's so transparent that he is like, he just didn't fucking think about this. Like, why do you make a video on this? Why didn't he just wait just for this to blow over? Or why did he not just do it at all? His girlfriend literally, they're doing fine financially. They say this is all for pleasure, so why the fuck did he pressure her to do it? I know that truly is none of my business. But like, when you upload on the fucking internet and then you make memes about it, then it kinda is, honestly. Like, I'm just trying to give my opinion. Like how everyone else on both sides is. Can I just give my opinion and fuck off without having everyone like tilt at me? And my opinion is that I think that if my girlfriend did this, I wouldn't be comfortable with it. That being said, I don't think she would be like the worst human being of all time. Especially because I live out here where it's like $1 million to buy a fucking house, and I live in the ghetto. So pretty much doing something like that is like guaranteed if you try to want to move out before you're like 30 years old. So I wouldn't even be that tilted about it. But if my entire fan base and my entire channel was about being the opposite and being extremely edgy, I wouldn't try to make a video on trying to rationalize why my girlfriend is not a thought, why I'm not a cuck, and why all of this is 100% fine and you should be okay with it. My girlfriend's like amazing. And I'm above all of this. I can make fun of myself. Look, I'm a simp. I can make fun of myself. I'm sorry, but it's garbage.